Hello guys! Come with me again for our part 2 sa atong National Museum of the United States Air Force tour. Last time, I started the history about the aviation. Karon, let's go deeper sa World War I gallery. It's where aviation started changing the world forever. One thing that interests good before pa naimbento ang modern airplanes, the hot air balloons and observation balloons were already being used during wars.
I remember this is also one of my lessons I had in Novak.
Imagine, wala pa'y drones or satellites sa una. So, ang balloons ang ilang gamiton para makakita sa movement sa enemy gikan sa taas. So, this is ballooning. Marag sila ang kibali ang eyes in the sky at that time. You know, it's of course dangerous gihapon siya kay dali raman kaayo sila nga makita. As aviation continued to improve, dito na pud nagsugod ang paggamit sa airplanes, not just for observation but eventually for combat. Makita pud diri ang different types of aircraft engines nga ilang gigamit. At first daw, gamay ra kaayo og horsepower ang engines, enough lang para mapalupad nila ang airplane. But as the war went on, engineers kept improving them. Ang mga engines became more powerful, more reliable, ug mas paspas na ang airplanes. And some aircraft even used rotary engines, where the engine mismo ang nagtuyok together with the propeller. Later on, mas daghan ang nagamit og inline engines o V-type engines nga mas kusgan ug mas efficient. Every improvement meant pilots could fly farther, faster, and carry heavier equipment. It's so nice to see ang evolution because makita gyud nimo how technology advanced in just a few years. Another thing nga akong na-learn is that World War I wasn't just fought on the ground, it was also fought in the skies. And this is the beginning of dogfights, like airplane versus airplane battles. The pilots had to rely on their skills, the quick thinking, and courage because they didn't have the modern technology that pilots have today. Like, you can think every time they took off, wala sila kabalo, they don't know kung makabalik pa ba sila. While walking around this gallery, I realized nga every airplane displayed here isn't just an old aircraft. Each one represents innovation, sacrifice, and the determination to keep improving despite the challenges of war. One thing nga akong mas na-appreciate after seeing all these airplanes is how everything started because of the Wright brothers. Sa ako pang giingon no, sa part 1, Wright brothers, their first successful powered flight only lasted 12 seconds. They traveled around 100 to 120 feet. Gamay na siya paminahon, pero that short flight changed the world forever. And there, they became part of the history because of that.
Braille plaques. Braille, ano siya guys, para sa mga blind people so that they will know the history also. They can just feel it here. If you are one of them, you know what I mean.
Yep. And what made their invention special wasn't just the airplane could fly. They also figured out how to control the aircraft while in the air, how to turn, balance, and land safely. And that's the foundation sa modern aviation. Imagine, gikan sa pinaka-simple nga aircraft nga molupad lang og pila ka seconds, within just few years, airplanes were already becoming part of World War I. So the engineers continued improving the designs, making them faster, stronger, and more reliable. It just shows how fast technology can grow. Like the invention they made para sa exploration and transportation eventually become one of the most important tools during war. And they also have screens where you can sit down and watch the history of that certain area, and then another interactive touchscreen monitors like this na pwede ka mo answer og questions about the exhibits. Like, it can really test your knowledge while you are on tour. So it's a very fun. And walking through this gallery made me realize nga World War I wasn't just about war. It was the beginning of modern aviation. From balloons to powered flight to fighter aircraft, every innovation paved the way for what came next. And in part 3, we'll see how these advancements played an even bigger role during World War II, especially in the Philippines, our dear Philippines, Bataan, and even Mindanao. So see you guys on our next video. Thanks for watching!